Hello everybody, it's Mr. Cooper here with the day 2 of our remote learning vlog. I hope you've had a really fantastic day. I hope the live sessions have been successful. It's been absolutely amazing to see. I've been dropping into a few of these live sessions to see what the teachers have been up to say hello to some of the children, and it looks like those of you who have accessed it have had a really great time. Engaging with your teacher live on the internet, which has been fantastic. Listening to stories at the end of the day, some pupils asking some really great questions, but also an opportunity for the teachers to go over and recap over any of the lessons that have been posted and do some extra teaching live to your children, which is fantastic. A few tips for you as parents of how you can support your students. So what I have noticed is a few of our year 6 and 5 children have been putting their usernames but not necessarily putting their name. So it's quite difficult for our teachers to identify who they're talking to, which children they are, if they're not writing their name. So can I ask that you speak to your child and just help them go into Zoom and change their name so that it's just their normal name, first name if need be, just so that the teachers can identify their pupils and can easily flick between the different people who are on there to talk to them and know who's logged on. It's really great for the teachers to allow them to do their register as well, that they're completing at the end of each day of who's been engaging. And it's also just great so they can communicate much more easily. Can I also request again that you talk to the children about not sharing their video cameras? We have some children who have who are quite sensitive and don't want to share their video cameras, but also for our teachers it's really important that the pupils don't share their video cameras at the moment. And also our teachers are requesting and do set it so that when the children come in they are all muted, so there's not 24 children all talking at the same time. So please encourage your children not to unmute themselves unless the teacher asks them to, but the teachers can also unmute each child, and so may say, right, John, I'm going to unmute you now so you can tell us what you think. So please just have a quick chat about the rules of Zoom and how they can interact with those live sessions in a really safe, fun and controlled way so that they're going to be really effective. But I think for the first day it's been very successful. If you've had problems getting into Zoom, remember you don't need any login details. You just click on the links in the student announcements. Please make sure you're clicking on the correct one with the right time. You're not clicking on the wrong link. A few parents said they couldn't get in because they were clicking on the 8 a.m. session when it was the 10 a.m. session that they needed to click into. So just make sure the children are picking the right link in the student announcements that correlates with the time of the session. And our teachers will try and support them as much as possible. Another quick tip in terms of staggering the lessons. So all the lessons go live at 8:15. That doesn't mean all the children have to complete them straight away. So what we're kind of saying is you might do 2 lessons in the morning session, 2 lessons in the middle session, and then 2 lessons before the story at the end of the day. That doesn't necessarily how you work. If you are a family of 3, you might split it up differently for your children so you can work with them separately. But try and encourage your children not to rush through them. We have quite a few students that are going into all the different lessons, flying through them, not really doing their best work and then submitting them, and the teacher's then going to have to spending a lot of time commenting and saying, can you please go back in and edit? We really want to make sure the children are doing their best, not rushing through their work and taking their time as much as possible. The final thing, which I think is probably the most important thing, and please share this news with all the other parents, is that at the moment I know children have had to been logging out of their account and using the QR code sent with Arabic and Islamic Arabic and Islamic QR codes to log into those classes to complete the Arabic and Islamic work. And I know for many parents that you find it difficult, and yes, it is a bit of a challenge to get children, particularly in year 1 and 2, logged out and scan the new QR code to get back in. So I have been working with Seesaw to find a solution. What I will be doing hopefully today or certainly tomorrow morning is sending out a new code, which is a text code. I think it's 9 letters with 2 spaces, a space after each 3rd letter. And when your child logs out, and click on sign in as a student again, click on text code, and then when you type in that personalized code that is just for your child, it's not a whole class child, can you please log in using that, and then that will take you back into Seesaw, and you will be able to click on the child's name, your child's name, and it will list all the classes there, so the children don't have to log out and log back in to each of the different classes. They'll be able to go straight into their name and scroll down the different classes that they've been added to, which will make the children's lives easier, but also I'm sure it will make our parents' lives easier as well. So look out for those text goes. I'm going to try and get those sent out today, but if not, you'll receive it tomorrow morning. Okay, so thank you once again for your support. It's been another successful day, again with some issues, again with some great successes, and again we'll go again tomorrow and iron out any of these little issues that are cropping up in the first few days, so that students can continue their learning as successfully as possible. Thank you again to our teachers. Again, massive effort, lots of nerves on the first day of Zoom calling, but I'm hoping you can see the confidence building within our teachers, and certainly I know our students are enjoying it. So have a really good evening, spend some time away from the iPad, spend some time with your families, and we will go again tomorrow. Have a good evening.